Alright, hey guys, welcome to a video. Welcome to a vlog. Okay, so I'm gonna put together some more basic videos. This is my idea anyway, is basic videos and more raw footage, really minimal editing. I'm kind of basically just gonna video some training that I do, and I'm gonna video some conversations I'm gonna have with you guys about my training and how I'm going in general with my eating, with eating healthy, and trying to live a very generally active and healthy lifestyle. And I'm hoping people can learn some things if you're intrigued and you're trying to improve your health and fitness and all those sorts of things. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a real battle with social media. I really don't like it, which is kind of weird considering that obviously you're watching this on social media, but I just find it so fake, and I'm so sick and tired of fake crap on social media. I just really am. So this is my attempt to try and be a bit more real and a bit more kind of unfiltered. So the footage is not going to be super glamorous. I'm going to be training. It's going to be me while I'm training, talking to you guys about, what I'm doing on the day and why I'm doing it. So my current training plan, I need a massive kick up the arse, by the way, because since the Bricks Backyard Ultra, I ran 175 kilometers 2 weeks ago, and I haven't trained once. Maybe like a swim or an easy jog, maybe last week, but I haven't done anything this week. Just kind of haven't been in the mood for it, to be honest, and I'm really struggling with the getting back into things. This is pretty normal, pretty common after these big efforts, but the problem with the Bricks Backyard Ultra that I did is that I don't think I found my ultimate. I just had made a lot of errors and made a lot of mistakes, which I shouldn't have made, but I did. But I'm going to get back into training this week, and I'm going to start today by doing an easy bike ride. So in 3 weeks, I have an ultra triathlon to do. And the ultra triathlon, they call it the triple triathlon in Canberra. And this is 3 triathlons back to back. So it traverses all the way around Canberra. So this is not your typical road triathlon. This is kind of like your nature's triathlon in Canberra. So you swim in one lake, you do a mountain bike ride around some of their mountains, and then you do a run, and then basically that run leads you to a different lake. You then do the second swim, which is like 3.2 Ks or something, is in Lake Burleigh. No. Anyway, the lake, I don't know what lake it is. The lake that's in the center of Canberra is the one that we're going to be swimming in, the main one. Then we do another mountain bike ride and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I did this years and years and years ago, and it was fantastic. I'm by means ready for this event, at all. I definitely think I'm fit enough to complete it, and I think that I'm hoping anyway that my experience will kind of get me through the end. But I still don't have a mountain bike, which I got 3 weeks to go and get one, and I haven't been spending a lot of time on my push bike lately either, and swimming. I've basically just been running, so I need to really get amongst the training for this, which is good because it gives me motivation. It's gonna give me a bit of discipline towards my training. But not only does my training need work, my diet needs work. I need to get back to tracking. I need to get back to being more religious, and when I say religious, I need to get more disciplined on being very strict with tracking my food, because I feel really good the way that I am right now, and I feel healthy and I feel energetic, and I don't really feel like I have any problems that I kind of need to amend. I don't have any energy issues, but I reckon I could lose a few kilos, and to be honest, I'm just not doing it. So I need to pull my finger out, to be honest, and do that. And I think the only way that I'm going to do that is actually to get some visuals over my diet. So I've dabbled here and there again with food tracking and food logging, but I haven't had a really good relationship with it lately. So I've had a good conversation with Nicole this morning, and I'm going to try and start food tracking again, and I'm going to try and set some targets for myself and just see how we go. But it's not easy, because it's another thing that I've got to add on to my list of things to do. And I'm sure, like everyone here following on and watching, you're busy, and you know, these sorts of things take time, and it does take energy and time away. But I need to do it. And the reason I need to food track is because I just get too hungry all the time. And it's significantly easier for me to try and track my food and be religious about it and be diligent about it if I've got some numbers that I can work off. Otherwise, I just, you know, I can eat healthy all day long, and that's fine. But eating healthy, depends on where you are within your context, doesn't necessarily just lead to weight loss. I wish it did. And it usually does, but it just depends on how much weight that you have to lose and how unhealthy you currently are. Like if your whole diet's just full of junk food, well, usually, you know, eating pretty healthy is going to do a long way, but we're already there. This is the challenge that Nick and I have, is that we're happy where we are. We've made all these changes. We live a healthy, happy lifestyle, but I've got this burning desire. I want to go more serious with my training. I want to go more serious with my fitness and my athletic performance. So rather than just doing these things because I enjoy them, I enjoy the challenge. I think it's really good to challenge yourself physically like that, because you not only grow physically, but you grow mentally. It just kind of yields a lot of benefits. It does for me anyway. I get a lot out of it. And it's fun, and it's hard. And the growth is significant within, you know, just a couple of days worth of hurt. So my goal is, rather than sort of just placing relatively okay in these events, I kind of want to be more serious with it. And for me to be more serious with it, I can't be so relaxed. I need to be a bit more religious about it. I need to focus more on my nutrition. I can't just get away with eating healthy and kind of just going by my own general levels of what my body wants and urges and things like that. I kind of need to be a bit more strict, a bit more religious. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen, you know? Sometimes it's easier to make, you know, sometimes it's easier to set a goal that's really big, but then just to try and move like a little bit seems to be really hard. So I need to get obsessed with this again. And I don't reckon I've been obsessed, you know, really obsessed with it for quite some time. And I reckon that's why I'm sort of a bit stagnant. So I'm going to do a bike ride today. That's my thing that I'm going to do today. I'm going to jump back on that bike and get my legs turning around, because I've got a fair bit of mountain bike riding to do within 3 weeks, and I've got to get a mountain bike. Just picked up some ice. We're going to have an ice bath, Nicole and I. Are you going in?
Oh, in a minute.
Oh, sorry.
No.
That's what you need. Come on. Come on, 6 a.m. You can do it now. You can do it at 6 a.m. You can do it now. It's hot. Is it not? I'm just going to sit here and eat all my food.
Kids' food.
It's not kids' food.
The yogurt's for them.
Why isn't it for me?
It's not for you. I'm going to keep water out. It's too full.
Doesn't matter. Just send it. Okay. Room. Who am I going to work for?
Oh, why do I need to get arms in?
Good.
Four.
So what training have you done today?
8. Okay.
Another.
On the wall.
I know that's a stupid question, but does it feel
Hot.
So what training are you doing tomorrow?
Liz 8K.
Are we going to set a date for your double marathon?
Guess so.
March, did we say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go away. Go. Get the mandolin away from me.
What else would you get up to when the kids are asleep? Huh?
Yeah.
What are you doing when I'm with clients?
Okay.
Hmm? I haven't been home all week, and we've already been through more weeks than you went through in less than a day. We've already been through a carton.
Same with all the fruit yogurt you're eating.
I had one yogurt. Stop there, stop there. You all good?
Yeah.
Having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Doing a few hot laps?
What did you say?
Said you're doing a few hot laps? Hey? Having fun? Yeah, cool. Go again.
I'm on motorbike riding.
Oh no, so do I. Dad's going motorbike riding tomorrow.
I know.
Alright.
Who are you going motorbike riding with?
Who am I going to go motorbike riding with? I'm going to go with a client.
Oh,
You know David? Remember David?
yeah.
On the orange bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come over in the morning. But we're going to do some training first in the morning.
Oh.
Alright? Love you. Alright, so it's the afternoon here at, this is Nanny's and Papa's house. So Nick's, my wife's family's property, which is beautiful. And it's only about 5 minutes from our house. So we're out here this afternoon. I'm in between calls. We had a couple of clients come over today for some training, some one-on-one personal training. So we did that today. Nice cruisy Sunday. It's beautiful weather. It's pretty windy, but the sun's out, which I'm very happy about. So we got a little bit of a gap here, and Hamish is just gonna do some motorbike riding because we haven't been doing enough lately. So he's a bit not as confident because we just haven't been doing it as much. Nice work, buddy. So I got to get home for some client calls this afternoon from about 4:30 onwards, and then we do every Sunday. I will program for my clients a week in advance. so for the week ahead. So Sunday nights are pretty filled up with me on the computer, going through everyone's week, how they went, and then booking in all their phone calls. So I do phone calls for my clients to check in on them, to provide accountability. But really, the conversations are troubleshooting with the clients, is to make sure that, what do they struggle with? What do they need help with? The conversations that I have with clients is really where the results come. I always notice that, you good? Go, matey. Always notice if I'm not having phone calls with my clients as regularly, then it's a bit like anything, right? You just lose focus. Having a coach is all about accountability and having a plan and things like that. Whereas we've got a few clients who are pretty self-reliant and they're very happy to be left alone. But yeah, definitely got a lot of clients that want and need that continual push. So that's tonight. And then I got to jump on the bike. I got to get on the push bike. I got to get on the push bike. There's no if, buts, or maybes. I got a few weeks until I got to ride a long way. So that's tonight.
All right, good evening. Okay, so it's a bit before 10 p.m. here. Getting in my first and only training session for the day. Had to work today, so this is what it is, right? You got to get it done when you can get it done. Everyone's asleep upstairs, and I'm down here strapped on the heart rate monitor, and we're finally into training for 4 weeks worth of training. Really, 3 weeks maybe, for a triple triathlon. So tonight's training session on the bike is going to be 10 minutes nice and easy, and I'm just about to finish that. As you can see, I'm just glistening now, right? So just about warm, ready to go. And then I've got 3 by 8 minutes at MAF. So MAF is maximum aerobic function, which is what I want my heart rate to be working at. So easy formula, 180 minus your age. So realistically, I'm looking for about 147 to 150 is where I'm looking for myself. And then I'll hold that for 8 minutes and take 2 minutes rest. Just spin the legs easy, or even stop if I want to. And then I'll do that 3 by 3 rounds. So a nice short one tonight. Now, I've done a lot of biking in my history of training, so I'm really relying on this for a triple triathlon. So it's what we call like an ultra triathlon. So in November, I think it's the 15th, could be wrong, somewhere around there, mid-November on a Sunday, we'll be heading down to Canberra to do a Canberra ultra triathlon. So, and I need to spend a little bit of time on the bike. I'm not so worried about my fitness because I know that can carry me forward. I'm not worried about the running at all. Been doing a lot of work on that. Swimming, I'm a little bit nervous about. Haven't put the wetsuit on. Need to do that because the last time I put my wetsuit on, I had a panic attack in the water, and that was at this race a couple of years ago. So I need to do that. And really, what I'm looking for from the bike is actually I'll get 0 adaptations out of the legs. 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks worth of training is not enough training to see improvements in what I'm doing here. So maybe your thought process is, okay, why am I doing it? Why am I training now if it's not really going to have any effect? What I'm actually looking at for is all the little things. Sore bum, sore shoulders, sore neck, and things like that. Sore wrists, all these weird little niggles that happen when you haven't done bike riding or just haven't done something in a while. It shouldn't take too long for those niggles to go. So that's what my aim is over the next couple of weeks. Is I'll do probably 3 or 4 of these a week on the bike, on the turbo trainer where I'm spinning around going nowhere. And then I'll use that bike there to do a commute style training, which I really like. So I'll ride to another set of work for the week. I'll ride there, which is only about 18 kilometers, but by the time I ride there, 18k, do what I gotta do, and then I gotta ride home. That's a good amount of training, 36 k's. Just in commute. It takes me like 20 minutes to drive, maybe a bit more, and to bike ride that, it's like 35 to 40 minutes, which if you kind of think about the time difference between, take 20 minutes anyway to drive there, or I could ride there in 35 or 40 minutes. Sounds pretty good to me. Obviously it's not quicker, and obviously it's still not 20 minutes, but I've got to use that 20 minutes anyway to get there. So a commute bike ride or a commute run, such a good way to save time. And I need to do that because we're going to be super busy over the next few weeks with work. So getting training in is going to be a challenge. Fitting it in is not going to be easy. Alright, so 8 minutes has already started, and I'm about 6 beats behind where I should be, so I need to pick it up just a little bit and bring that heart rate up to more of an appropriate level so I can actually hit that number that I need to. Now, like I said, I'm doing 10 minutes of warm-up, which I've already done. I'm in my first round out of 3, 8 minutes. And this really, the main reason why I'm doing 8 minutes on, 2 minutes off, all at aerobic training, is to break it up. I hate sitting here, going nowhere, with a sore bum. My ass is already sore and I've only been on here for 15 minutes. I was going to say, yeah, it's no good. No good sitting here. So I break it up. I use these little 8 minutes as like just a micro goal with your bike, with a stationary trainer, because it's very dull. And I'm in the garage here now. It's not very exciting. It's much more exciting at the gym, but that takes time to travel there. All those bits and pieces. I'm saving time if I'm here, and it's not as enticing. But you know what? That's what training is like sometimes. It's not always what you want it to be. It's not very glamorous. It's a bit down and dirty sometimes, and it's at awkward times. Like it's past 10 o'clock now, and my next training session is at 5 a.m. in the morning. So sleep's going to be short, but this is kind of the reality of, you got 3 kids, you got to work, you still want to be healthy, still want to try and set these goals. Sure, sleep has to be important as well, but sometimes other things do become a bit more of a priority. Alright, so heart rate, I'm 3 beats behind, and I got 2 more minutes hanging out at this heart rate, and then I'll take it off for 2 minutes. So going back to what I was talking about before, just having literally 3 by 8 minutes, it's all aerobic, all working the heart. But again, my main focus is just to spend time on the seat, get my bum used to it, which I can already feel it, and I'm wearing pants that have padding. So it's not looking too good. This is what happens when you leave things to the last minute. Wrists are okay, shoulders are okay. And hey, it's only first round in. So it's Sunday night after 10. I'll do this training session. Tomorrow I'll do one in the morning, and then I'll train again in the evening. So tomorrow will be a duo, And then Tuesday is either going to be a swim or even just a rest, because these 3 training sessions should cause me a little bit of stress on the body. Not enough to obviously need heaps of days off, but Tuesday I'm guessing, or at least most of it, will be rest. Maybe Tuesday night I'll be able to be back to it. Alright, so it's taken me the first round to really get my heart rate where it should be. So if I was a good little boy, I probably wouldn't actually count this round, but it's not going to happen, not tonight, not with 5.5 hours sleep ahead. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the 2 minutes off, it'll bring my heart rate down, it'll bring obviously my effort down, but it's really just for my head, just to tick off that time. So rather than me say to myself, I'm going to do this for 40 minutes at LAHR or at MAF, at aerobic training, it just seems so unenticing mentally for me at the moment, purely because I'm just back into it. So literally just by having a 10-minute easy warm-up where I don't have to worry about my heart rate, and then I'm having 3 sets by 8 minutes, just breaks it up in the mind. I find that's good if you're struggling to do some of your training. Is like, okay, you look at your training plan and you block it up, you break it up. Try not to get too ahead of yourself. That's what I find anyway, is like Sundays, Nick and I will always plan our week in advance, what the aim is, what the goal is, what the outcomes are of the training sessions that we're going to do. But then once that plan is done, I've got to get it out of my head, because I can't look too far in the future. You know, kind of just, you know what it's like, you got to go through the days, you got to work through the moments. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing the 8 minutes. No fitness reason, no physical training reason behind it, really. There can be for some clients, but for me today, the only reason I'm breaking it up is literally just to give myself a bit of a breather. Literally just give myself a bit of a breather. All right, 3, 2, 1. Second round. Now, normally, if I had the time, I wouldn't count that round if I hadn't got my heart rate up to where it should have been first. It's usually what I do, but it's not happening tonight. Sleep is definitely something that I get asked quite a fair bit, you know, about whether do I get enough, do I need more, should I have more. I find sleep a bit of an interesting thing. Is I feel like people get too stressed out about it, and I find that also can like ruin your sleep. And there's all these, you know, things that you do to get yourself ready for bed, and you know, all these amazing new science-backed things that you've got to do to sleep. But if you ask me, much of my personal opinion, you can do all those things, that's fantastic. But if you use your brain enough, and you use your body enough, and you eat good food, like if you're not sleeping, maybe you're just not tired enough. I don't know, I just find it an interesting thing, and you might take that the wrong way, so I'm sorry if you do. But I know anyone that I've started coaching, once they really get tired, they never have a problem sleeping. That's for sure. But hey, everyone goes through different things. You know, stress can ruin sleep. I'm not an overly stressed person. So whether that's luck or me deciding that I'm not going to get stressed over things is up for debate. That's good. Getting distracted by doing this. Okay, heart rate sitting right at the perfect spot, which is good. So the heart rate I'm sitting at right now is 147, 148. Very conversational, as you can see. If you're looking at getting into some aerobic training, this is what it's like. I'm puffy, I'm sweaty, but I have so much more to give, but I don't need to give it. If I was looking at getting fitter on the bike, I'd be still doing this sort of training, but I'd be doing a lot more of it, and I'd be doing it considerably for many more weeks than just 3 or 4 weeks as with the amount of time that I have. So it's kind of to reiterate what I was going on about before is I haven't got the time to be doing any more training than what I had been doing because the running had to take focus. But hey, I just love setting these sorts of challenges. You know? If you know, you know. Maybe you don't know. That's why I continue to set these sorts of goals, like doing 3 triathlons back to back. Like it fucking hurts when you're doing it. But the growth that you have, it's just like no other. If you ask me, it's like a shortcut to wisdom or to being wiser or to learning more about yourself. It's a shortcut to that. I had these clients come over today for a training session and we were talking about setting a goal and it's amazing things that it does for you, like running a marathon, half marathon, or even these crazy things that I seemingly like to do, these ultra distance things, is that it forces you to do all these little things a bit more appropriately for yourself. Like I can tell you right now, if I didn't have a triathlon in 4 weeks, I wouldn't be on a bike at 10 o'clock at night time and then getting up in the morning at 4:30 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning to be back on the bike at 4:45 in the morning. This wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen. There'd be no need to. I think we all can deal with some good pressure, good healthy pressure, and that's what this is. Good healthy pressure. Alright, I'm going to sign out. We've got 2 minutes, 1:40, and my second lap will be done. I've got one more, lights out. I'll go and have a quick shower, have a bit more to eat, have a drink of something, and then I will find myself in bed. Till tomorrow.